Hey, it's Oliver, and today I'm going to be talking about pronouns. When people, especially cisgender people, when it comes to pronouns, they really don't understand it, especially when you first come out as being a trans person. Coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a trans guy, I'm a trans girl, I want to be called by these pronouns," and they really don't understand it. It's kind of like I feel like it's hard for them to understand because they don't understand the feeling of being incorrectly called by a pronoun you don't want to be called by anymore. So when I feel like when trans people come out, you should respect their pronouns. With especially with your friends and your coworkers, definitely. With family members, I feel like it's going to be a little bit harder because it's going to take time for them to get used to that. So for me, especially, I, let them call me by whatever. Yeah, it can, be hurtful sometimes and stuff, but, it's going to take time because after, 18, 19 years or how many years of them calling you by this name, or these pronouns, it's definitely going to be harder for them to call you by, he or she or whatever. So with family members, I definitely would take time with that because time always tells and time will heal things. So eventually, I feel like down the road, if you tell your family members to call you by this name, you definitely should give them time because it's definitely a new learning experience for them. It's not something they will know what to do right away. It's not going to be something they can do. But with coworkers, I definitely don't think, giving them time. They should be able to, say your name or say your pronouns correctly. For me, I've had trouble with that because, sometimes they'll call me, they'll be like Oliver, but then they'll be like she. And I'm like, no, how is that? That's not really correct for me. Because I came out to work 4 or 5 months ago, and, I told them, I want to be called by a different name. I want to be called by different pronouns. So at first they got the hang of it. They were like he. But especially with managers and stuff, they'll call me she still. They'll call me by my birth given name, and I'm like, no, that's not correct. We went over this. With that, I feel like I still have to give time, but it's kind of frustrating, honestly. Because you're sitting there and, you told these people 4 or 5 months ago what you want to be called. They changed my name tag and stuff like that, and, they still haven't got it. And it's but, I'm a very patient person, but, at sometimes I'm I don't know if I can, be as patient with them as, with my family, because before, I started working there, they never really knew me. Especially some of them, because some of them I used to go to school with, but they didn't know me. So I feel like with strangers, you definitely should correct them because, you are given this right now that you can say what your pronouns are, and you should just correct them because it's honestly your right now, and you are proud of being who you are when you tell people you were a trans person. So as being a trans person, you should be able to correct these people. I'm a patient person, but I think when it comes to a certain time, you should draw the line, especially with strangers and coworkers. If they accidentally call you she, be like, no, I'm a he, but thank you though. But but if it comes to somebody who's doing it out of hatred and purposely doing that, then I definitely would avoid that person at all costs because, people aren't always nice to you or always nice to people in general. So when it comes to time, I would avoid those people because you'll come in contact with people like that, but, you have this right to be called by your pronouns you want to be called by, because when you come out to people, you're like, yes, I should now be able to say what I want to say and do what I want to do, but it's just sometimes people don't understand, and it's we live in 2015, and it's people are still behind on everything. It's like kind of frustrating, but when it comes to pronouns, he, she, his, hers, anything like that, you should be able to be called by what you want to be called by. Family members, time will tell. Time, definitely fixes things, but, co-workers, you just should be, just tell them what you feel straight on, because these people are working with you, especially, like, if it's a safe environment, especially when you work there. Tell them how you feel, tell them what you want to be called by, and definitely correct them, because over time, they will get the hang of it. That's fine. But honestly, if it's not a safe environment, like, I don't want to say not do it, but I definitely would be careful, because, like I said, people are not always smart in that type of way, and I would like everybody to be safe and okay, because, when you see things on the news a lot, it's kind of hurtful, and it's definitely, like, hard to sometimes come out to people and stuff. But when it comes to, pronouns and stuff, tell people how you feel, because that's important, because some people won't care about your feelings, but some people will really take that to heart, and you give them the time and the chance, I'm sure they'll do it. So if you like this video, like it. I would like you to subscribe to my channel too. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.